All right, welcome back, Focus Learners. I am so thrilled you're joining me for today's explainer because, honestly, we are tackling one of the single most requested topics we've ever had. We're diving deep into a complete masterclass on dropshipping models and strategy. If you've ever wondered how these massive modern e-commerce empires are just built from a laptop in someone's living room without them ever even touching a cardboard box, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to break down the whole shebang, the mechanics, the actual math, and the real-world strategy behind it all. So here's our visual roadmap for today. We're going to cover what is dropshipping, the 6-step process, some real-world profit examples, the pros and cons, physical versus digital products, and we'll wrap it all up with winning strategies for 2026. Let's get right into it. Section 1. What exactly is dropshipping? Let's build that foundation. Okay, let's dive into this. At its core, dropshipping is an e-commerce business model where you sell products online without keeping any inventory yourself, and your supplier ships directly to the customer. I want you to think about the fundamental shift here from traditional retail. You aren't buying huge boxes of stock just crossing your fingers and hoping they eventually sell, right? You aren't renting out some super expensive warehouse space. It's like you are simply the storefront, and your supplier, they're the back room. So when a customer buys something from your website, the supplier handles all the heavy lifting of packing and shipping entirely on your behalf. Moving right along to Section 2, the 6-step process. Let's look at how these products actually move. I really want to put you right in the driver's seat here and walk through the exact mechanics. First off, you create an online store. You can use platforms like Shopify, WooCommerce, Amazon India, or even Etsy. Step 2, you pick products from a supplier and list them on your store. Okay, let's say you find a product with a supplier price of 800 rupees and you list it for a selling price of 1299 rupees. Step 3, a customer visits your gorgeous new website and places an order for that 1299 rupees. Now for step 4. You just forward those exact order details over to your supplier and pay them that 800 rupee base cost. Step 5. The supplier does the work. They pack and ship the product directly to your customer. And step 6, obviously the best part, you keep the profit. You sold it for 1299, the supplier cost was 800. That leaves you with a really nice gross profit of 499 rupees. And the beauty of it? The customer thinks it all came directly from your brand. Okay, Section 3, real-world profit examples. Let's follow the money. Imagine you decide to sell electronics accessories. Let's go with a simple phone stand. Your supplier charges you a base cost of 150 rupees for the stand. So you go ahead and list it on your website for 399 rupees. A customer buys it, the supplier ships it out, and boom, your profit is exactly 249 rupees. It's just a remarkably clean, straightforward transaction. You're basically leveraging the supplier's inventory to generate your own margin, well, before Mark Zuckerberg takes his cut for those Instagram ads, of course. Now consider print on demand. This is kind of like a highly creative spin on dropshipping. Instead of a pre-made item like a phone stand, you create a custom design and offer it on a t-shirt. When a customer orders it, a printing company, think Printful or Printify, actually prints your specific unique design right onto the shirt, packs it up, and ships it directly to the customer. You just earn the difference between your retail price and whatever the printing company's fee is. It is honestly brilliant because it allows you to sell completely unique, branded items while still holding zero physical stock. And then there's international dropshipping. This is where we see a clear $12 net profit per transaction in our example. Let's paint a picture. You're operating a Shopify store sitting right here in India, but you're targeting customers all the way in the United States. Meanwhile, your supplier is based over in China. So a US customer pays $40 for an item on your store. Your Chinese supplier charges you $20 for the product and the shipping combined. Plus, let's say you spent $8 on advertising to acquire that specific customer. Do the math and you're left with a very clean $12 profit, and the supplier ships the item directly from China to the US customer. It's literally the global arbitrage model in full effect. All right, moving to Section 4, the pros and cons. It's time for a bit of a reality check. So the crucial point is how this model just aggressively tears down the traditional barriers to entry for aspiring entrepreneurs. I mean, you've got a remarkably low startup cost, there's zero inventory investment, which means absolutely no cash tied up in boxes just gathering dust in a corner. There's no warehouse required either. You can run this entire operation right from your living room. It's also incredibly easy to test out multiple products just to see what the market actually responds to. And as we just saw with that last example, you can sell globally right from day one. But hey, we need absolute radical transparency here. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it highlights the harsh realities of the model. Because you don't control the product or the shipping, you're going to face lower profit margins compared to traditional retail. And think about this. If the supplier makes a packing mistake, that hurts your reputation, not theirs. You're essentially at the total mercy of shipping delays and product quality issues. Plus, there is incredibly high competition out there, exactly because that barrier to entry is so low for everyone else too. Ultimately, you have a massive dependence on your suppliers. If they drop the ball, your store feels the impact immediately. Which naturally brings us to a crucial question. I know a lot of you are probably wondering this right now. Is dropshipping actually legal in India? Well, the short answer is yes, absolutely. But you gotta play by the rules. First, you need to ensure GST compliance whenever it's applicable to your sales. You also have to adhere to standard income tax laws and consumer protection rules. You can't just go out and sell whatever you want, right? You must rigorously respect trademark and copyright laws. And if you're doing that global arbitrage thing we just talked about, you have to follow strict import and export regulations for those international transactions. Building a real, credible business means deeply understanding and operating flawlessly within this legal framework. Section 5. Physical versus digital products. Let's talk about scaling your business. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference when we compare the two. With traditional dropshipping of physical goods, you're looking at medium profit margins. You have to deal with shipping headaches, delivery can take days or even weeks, and returns are just an inevitable part of life. But shift your focus over to digital products for a second. Inventory? Nope. Shipping? Not required. Delivery? Literally instant. Returns? Usually not even a thing. Your profit margin is often incredibly high, and the scalability is just off the charts. It fundamentally eliminates all those physical pain points of the standard business model. When we talk about digital products, we're talking about high-margin, low-headache creations. Think about things like Excel templates, attendance trackers, daily planners, or even resume templates. If you've ever browsed or created things for platforms like Etsy, you'll already know that digital products offer significantly higher margins and just way fewer operational nightmares than physical dropshipping. The absolute best part, you create that digital file exactly once, and it can be sold and delivered an infinite number of times. Which leads us nicely into Section 6, Winning Strategies for 2026. Time to future-proof your store. Now, if you are absolutely determined to stick with physical products, these right here are the best dropshipping niches projected for 2026. We're looking at things like home organization, pet accessories, always huge, fitness, kitchen gadgets, travel gear, work-from-home setups, eco-friendly products, and personalized print-on-demand items. Now, why these specific niches? Because they solve very specific, everyday problems for highly passionate buyers. So what's the ultimate game-changing strategy for 2026? Well, for an Indian seller who wants to target that highly lucrative US market, combining Etsy digital products with print on demand is just incredibly powerful. Why? Because this specific combo is so much simpler than traditional dropshipping. There is absolutely no need to manage physical inventory yourself, and you completely bypass all those massive logistical headaches of international shipping. And you get to do all of that while still serving top-tier global customers. It's a total win-win. Wow, we have covered a tremendous amount of ground in this explainer today, from the core mechanics and the profit math, all the way to the legalities and those high-margin digital strategies. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Will you navigate the complexities of traditional dropshipping or build a scalable digital product empire? The rules are laid out, the models are completely proven, and the choice is entirely yours. Keep learning, keep building, and I will see you in the next explainer.